What's going on, guys? Mickle here, and in this video, I want to show you guys some very bullish Ripple and XRP news that I think is flying completely under the radar. I want to go over something in this video that is going to indicate that the Ripple SEC case is going a lot better than many of us could have ever expected, and Ripple knows it. Guys, these are pieces of information that I have not seen anyone really talking about, but I think they go such a long way in proving to us that Ripple has been confident this entire time that they will win this case against the SEC, and it's just a matter of time. Make sure you guys stick around for this whole video because this is something you are not going to want to miss. We also have some breaking new filings in the Ripple SEC case. In this video, I'm going to catch you up on all of those and a tactical mistake the SEC may have just made, and I'm going to tell you what that's going to indicate to the court going forward. Last of all, guys, we have some extremely bullish information around Ripple's US business. We know this entire time Ripple could have avoided the SEC by simply leaving the US markets. But the US markets are some of the biggest and liquid in the entire world and really are the gold standard for capital formation. In this video, I'm going to show you guys something very telling that I just saw that is going to indicate that Ripple has no plans to leave the US, and this is extremely bullish information for XRP holders like you and I. If you are new to this channel or come here all the time, please take a second to hit the like and subscribe button down below. It goes such a long way in helping to support this channel, and it really does mean so much to me. If you guys are ever looking for a good place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out the link in the description below. With that said though, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So guys, I wanted to start out this video and show you guys this because just today we have the SEC upping their personnel to go after crypto related projects. This is a pretty disheartening thing to see out of the SEC, and if we take a look at right below this post by the SEC, we can see that Hester Peirce completely agrees. She says the SEC is a regulatory agency with an enforcement division, not an enforcement agency. Why are we leading with enforcement in crypto? And this is one of the most annoying things we see going on in the market right now, specifically around the SEC. The SEC, under the lead of Gary Gensler, is dead set in bringing regulation to this market through enforcement. While it's important to go after scam projects and sketchy actors in the industry, the SEC has not provided any clear rules of the road, and because of this, projects don't understand what they're doing wrong and what they're allowed to do. This causes projects to live within an internal purgatory where they don't know what's right and they don't know what's wrong. Rather than the SEC providing clear guidelines for these good actors to follow, they are hiring more people to simply attack different projects based on arbitrary criteria. Now, it would be one thing if the SEC was only focused on going after bad actors, because then regulation by enforcement might actually be appropriate. But what we've seen out of the SEC is that they are only focused on going after projects that gives them the biggest payday, and that's why seeing them increase the amount of regulatory enforcement people at their agency is really disheartening. We know they're just going to be going after projects that give them the biggest paycheck rather than actually going after bad actors in the industry. It's really unfortunate that this is the path the SEC is choosing to take, because at the end of the day, it's just going to cause good projects to be pushed out of the United States. Even Jeremy Hogan said, "I receive emails weekly from people who were scammed, etc., and many are horrific stories. Why isn't protecting fraud against retail first, second, and third on the SEC crypto agenda? What email have I never received? Help, I was sold an unregistered security. Not one." And that's kind of the irony of everything we're watching. No one is saying that the SEC doesn't have an important job. The problem is they are not doing the job. They are choosing to go after projects that give them the biggest payday rather than actually protecting the retail investor. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like this is going to change anytime soon, but hopefully Ripple beating the SEC is ultimately what causes them to lose a great deal of this power. Luckily, what I'm going to show you guys in this video is that Ripple might be very close to a big win for the entire crypto industry. Before we cover that though, I wanted to quickly show you this because there was a brand new filing in the Ripple SEC case. We know that Ripple asked the court for some extra time to respond to the SEC claims that the Bill Hinman emails regarding the Ethereum free pass speech were covered by attorney-client privilege. Well, just today, Ripple was actually granted the extra time to respond to the SEC's request to make those emails attorney-client privilege. So Ripple's going to have some extra time to fight this, but the SEC actually came back and asked to file a response to Ripple's objection that the emails are not covered by attorney-client privilege. Well, actually, Prosper actually pointed out here, looks like the SEC already predicts the problems Ripple will point out with their attorney-client privilege motion. Should have thought about those before submitting the motion. Very poor lawyering. And what actually Prosper is pointing out here is the SEC is saying they want to appeal Ripple's appeal to the SEC calling Hinman's emails attorney-client privilege before they even saw Ripple's appeal. So what she's saying is it looks like the SEC is simply saying it doesn't matter what Ripple says. We are appealing this no matter what. She is pointing out that this is a very bad strategy because it points to delay at all costs rather than any kind of substance behind the delay. Ultimately though, I think it's going to go down as just another example to the court that the SEC is not fighting this case based on merits and are rather using this case as a weapon against Ripple. Now guys, it's time to get into the really exciting news that I came across the other day, and I think you guys are gonna love it. So we know that a couple weeks ago, we had this tweet out of Jeremy Hogan and this filing out of the Ripple attorneys. Jeremy Hogan said, I tried to analyze this for you in a true legal sense, but my mind was blown by the part below and I couldn't think about much else after. Is the SEC potentially hiding a document in which the SEC concluded that XRP was not a security? What does Solomon know? And what he's referring to here is this statement right here out of the Ripple lawyers. The SEC's own director of Division of Corporate Finance had analyzed a substantially similar digital asset and maybe even XRP itself. So when this claim first came out, a lot of different lawyers on Twitter were speculating on how massive it would be if the SEC did in fact mention XRP in these emails. Many lawyers following this case said this would be a case ender, saying that this would be absolutely exculpatory and show that the SEC had no idea what they were doing in their regulation of the digital asset space. Now, it's important to point out that when this claim was first made, we still were not sure whether or not the Ripple lawyers knew if XRP was in fact mentioned in these emails. Judging by this statement right here, we can only tell that the Ripple lawyers are speculating that XRP may have been mentioned in these emails. But something came out the other day that makes me think not only do Ripple lawyers know exactly what was in these emails, but they may have actually seen the very emails they are trying to drag out of the SEC right now. Let me show you. Just the other day, Digital Asset Investor tweeted out a quote from Stuart Alderoty in a recent interview. Stuart Alderoty is the head of the legal counsel for Ripple, and he said the Hinman emails showed that there was clearly a control breakdown at the SEC. How did that happen? SEC should be asking itself. There was a controlled breakdown, and why isn't the SEC taking this control breakdown seriously? Well, I tweeted out in response to this, if Stuart Alderoty knows there was a control breakdown in these emails, then it sounds like Ripple knows exactly what is in those emails. And the reason this is so important is because that adds a lot more weight to this claim made by Matthew Solomon. Clearly, Matthew Solomon would not be speculating that XRP itself could have been mentioned in those emails if the Ripple lawyers were not confident that XRP was mentioned in those emails. And this recent statement out of Stuart Alderoty seems to make it all the more evident that he knows XRP was mentioned in these emails, and this is a huge development because it significantly bolsters Ripple's defense. And if we take a look, Bill actually responded to my tweet, and he's an attorney, and he says it seems like it. So even he, based on this quote, now believes that Ripple knows what's contained in these emails, and it's only a matter of time until they can drag these documents out of the SEC and put them in front of the court. Now, this is going to be a huge problem for the SEC, and one of the many reasons I do not believe they risk taking this thing to summary judgment. Obviously, these emails are going to be very damning, and it seems like Ripple knows it. I do not see any scenario in which the SEC is actually going to hand over these emails, and it seems like the only way they'll be able to get out of it is actually settling the case with Ripple. And after I found all of that, it reminded me of this quote by Brad Garlinghouse. It reads, "Chris and I had the option to settle separately. We could do that and it would all be behind us. That's how confident Chris and I are that we are right. We will aggressively fight and prove our case." Guys, I think the Ripple lawyers have known this entire time that there are damning documents they will be able to get in this case that will prove the SEC is absolutely incompetent of regulating the digital asset space, and XRP is in no doubt not a security. Last of all, guys, we have seen the Ripple team come out and state multiple times this case has gone better than we expected, and we expect we will emerge victorious. But how about them actually backing up their words? Take a look at this. Crypto Riz tweeted out, "Fintech Ripple leases entire building for new San Francisco headquarters," and Jeremy Hogan responded, "Seeing as most commercial leases are 5 years, this does not seem the hallmark of a company that is planning to relocate its headquarters. Fintech Ripple leases entire building for new San Francisco headquarters." Guys, it looks like Ripple is getting ready for a big win against the SEC, and everything we have been watching looks like that is exactly what's happening. I believe it's only a matter of time before the XRP you and I hold becomes the only digital asset in the entire crypto market that has the regulatory approval to trade freely in the US. Guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed this update. If you did, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. It does so much to help me out. But with that said, I hope everyone has a good night. And for now, Mickle out.